I went to the bathroom before I came in here, and it reminded me of something. That there's a poster on the wall, and I had no idea I was going to talk about this today, and it reminded me of this film you did that just blew my mind.
What?
The one on religion.
Oh, Religulous. Yeah, those posters are gag posters. They don't. I mean, that was my career in the '80s, doing things like B movies like that. That one of my writers makes those. They're hysterical. But Religulous, yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. Like, and I forgot about it.
That means a lot to me.
Because
Thank you.
here's why: is because I grew up. A lot of that movie spoke to me. It really did, because I do believe. You know, I grew up very Southern Baptist, right? And after I saw that film, the girl I was dating at the time, she and I drove around just about a 10-mile radius of where we lived, and we counted 32 churches. So
yeah, I've been to places like that. Memphis is like that.
Yeah.
I remember driving through. Wow, and well, that means a lot to me because that movie I'm sure did not play in the theater there because I remember when we
probably not
when we released it, and it was financially one of the biggest documentaries ever. Now the numbers are way lower for documentaries, but I think when it came out, it was the 7th biggest one ever, and it didn't play in most of the country. Because in most of the country, the Bible Belt, they were not going to show Religulous.
Look, I can tell you, it really spoke to me because I grew up Southern Baptist.
Yeah, I hear this all the time from
I went
people like that.
to church with my grandmother and my mother, and then she was a very godly woman, and I was taught that this is the way, or if you don't do it this way, it's wrong, or you're gonna, they literally scare the hell out of you. Right?
Well, as a Catholic who went through the system, and my mother was culturally Jewish. I don't think she ever went to church, but we'll say she's Jewish, yes. People always say, oh, Bill, if your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish. I'm like, okay, first of all, religion is an opinion, okay? It's not an ethnicity, it's an opinion. It's just an opinion that I think Muhammad is God or Jesus is God. I don't have an opinion. I was forced into having an opinion that was Catholic when I was young. Now my opinion is neither one of them. So don't tell me what I am. What I am is a Catholic-raised atheist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I am. And I put in time with the Catholic Church, and I want credit for it. I want the credit because it was painful.
I think for me, I've been on stage so much, and I've seen music, change people. And I think there's got to be something in there.
Something that we don't understand? Of course.
I think there's something much bigger than all of us.
Well, of course.
That's full of love, light, and positive energy and connectivity that we don't understand.
Well, I can only go halfway there with you. Once you start ascribing what it likes about the world or us, love and light, and I don't know about that. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that's dark and not and not lovely. So
I understand that.
Yeah. So my thing is, people think there's some big difference between atheists and agnostics. It's the same thing. Even atheists don't say, we are sure what it is and it's not God. No, we just go, we don't know and we don't care.
Yeah.
We're never going to know, so we don't put a lot of energy into it. But we definitely don't think, with all the fucked up shit on Earth, I could start a list, but let's not get depressed. But you know what I'm talking about. With all that shit, either God is incompetent or cruel there's just no reason for a lot of the suffering. And so, I'd rather not, if I think about it in terms too much of he did this, I'll start not to like him. I want to like him if it exists. And it's just.
And maybe it's my messed up sense of humor, but I probably wasn't supposed to laugh at this moment. I didn't think we were going to be talking about this, but it's my messed up sense of humor. You were talking to this guy in this religious bookstore, and he said that. No matter what, if it's, I'll be in a better place, whatever. And you said, well, why don't you kill yourself?
Why don't you hang yourself tomorrow, then? I know I'll be in a better place.
And I spit my water out in the bus. I was laughing so hard. So anyway,
poor guy.
I saw that poster in there, and I just had to bring it up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, that was in Boston. The ones I really, I loved all the ones we did, but I especially liked the ones in the South. There was the
truck stop.
the truck stop in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Was, and you know, I do have an affection, not just for that part of the country, because I played it my whole life, and
those are my people.
Those are your people, and I love your people, and I hate it that America and the kind of snobby people that I rub shoulders with a lot out here. I'm sorry, but that is a lot of what Los Angeles is. Very uber woke snobby types who just, and I think I used to be more of them. I'm glad I'm not, and I think traveling the country and being in those places just gave me a very different perspective than people who just stay here, because, you know, I always have more fun there. I like the audience better usually because they were generally liberal, but not stick up their ass woke. Like because politically incorrect.
You can't say anything to them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, so I would always have a better time in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
Or where NASA is, you know.
Did you ever play Knoxville? I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. Did you ever go there?
Of course. I played them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've done this editorial on my show a couple of times about country music, which, you know, I feel like country music and me, we truly met in the middle. I mean, when I was a kid, and I grew up with the late 60s, 70s radio. That's my formative years. I was 12 in 1968 when what topped the charts was the Beatles. Somewhat, they were a little on they had Hey Jude that year, so they had the biggest one. But you know, Tommy James and the Shondells and the Rascals, and we're still in that era. The Rolling Stones. I mean, great bands, and Aretha Franklin, and you know, so. Oh, no, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, you were talking about you met country in the middle.
Oh, yes. So back then, country was picking and a grinning. You know, it was just to somebody in the New York, I was in New Jersey, the New York media market, it was a total hick. It was hee-haw. Was on in the
and they presented it that way in a lot of ways.
Well, I don't think, excuse me, I love you, Burr, but I don't think they were misrepresenting
No, they weren't. I'm just saying.
They were not like they're, oh, look, he's playing.
You know what's crazy, though? If you go back and watch some of that, I mean, as hokey as it is, if you go back and watch some of those old versions of Hee Haw that was out, it is, some of that stuff is like, it's pretty funny. I mean,
it is funny.
The writers on that show, I mean, they knew who they were and they wrote to those people. It was great.
You know what it was, really? It was hick laugh-in.
Yes.
You know, there was a show Laugh-In.
Yeah, I know Laugh-In.
Right, okay. And it was kind of, let's do that, but for, you know, like the 3/5 of the country that sound like you. Not the people who sound like me, which is perfect English.